right directly in front of her face. Yeah, definitely. So let's start pulling. Hopefully you can. Stream finished. What the heck? What is going on right now? I don't know why this keeps happening. Is it the music that's playing? Let me see if I'm getting copyright strikes. That's a possibility. No, I don't have any copyright, so it has to be my Wi-Fi. Weird, man. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm back for the third time. So now I'm just going into this core shadow and kind of taking care of it. I want it to be smooth. I want that core shadow to be extremely smooth. Because get into shading. When I get into shading everything completely, that is what the reader is going to jump and look at first, is that core shadow. So the smoother the better. The smoother the better. Wow, that was a tongue twister. I don't know why. I feel like I made this way too sharp of it. I'll go more like this. I guess I'll call it taking care of the core shadow. Gotta take care of that core shadow. I want this overlap to be prominent right here. Sure. All right. Looking at my image, seeing what is changeable for a shade. I gotta make sure I make all of these decisions now. I want to make sure that I turn these forms. Even if the image doesn't say it, I want to make sure that I say it because I need the reader the viewer to see what I'm doing and know exactly what's happening. I don't want anyone to be confused about what I'm doing. But that silhouette matters so much. Love how straight this is and how curved this is. I kind of curved it a little too much. My God, bro, it's always something. Okay. I don't know how long that was doing that for. I don't know why it's giving me issues right now when it was super smooth to begin with. Now I lost where I was. Like, against how curved this is right here. It has this nice dichotomy to it. Clearing up ideas at this moment. What do I mean by that? I am currently making sure that everything I said previously is true and solidified. And solidifying it. So I'm making sure that it's true and I'm solidifying it. Realize I have yet to talk about anatomy. I'm a big believer in anatomy isn't the end all be all. Like the shapes matter so much more than the anatomy itself. But yeah, anatomy does matter, obviously. I think I made a mistake and this should be a little more like this. Fix. Hi. I'm not gonna pale. No, mama. All right. And slowly but surely, it'll start to build. For some people, this may be monotonous. I know I keep saying this, but it's really, really fun for me because I can start seeing, I'm already seeing what's happening and what's going to happen, that it motivates me to keep going. But if you don't know, if you don't trust that you got to get through this part before you get to the next part, then it'll be boring. It'll be a headache because the whole time you're just waiting for something to happen. All right, when is this going to look like this? And when is it going to look like that? But you got to give these things time, and you really, really do. You have to give these things time to tell itself. It'll do it if you're just patient with it. Keeping it as simplified as possible. I'm not drawing a human being right now. Simply seeing something adjacent. Right? This is so therapeutic. Hopefully, you see what I've got going on, so it doesn't look like nothing's happening. I hate shading so zoomed in because it feels like I'm not seeing the whole thing. I'm like this zoomed in. But if I take a step back, then you're alright. Alright, so now what we can start doing, I'm gonna start with this arm since it's the smallest part. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start with the arm because if I do the whole body, it'll just be so tedious in front of you guys that I know you don't want to watch that. So I'm going to do the arm first. Like I missed the whole point of the arm, honestly. like this should be a lot more this. So what we're gonna do is pull, like I said, step 3. Pull the core shadow, like I said in the last one. From the core shadow, I know that this form is turning like so, like this, right? So that means from the core shadow, if this is cylindrical, that means as I pull from the core shadow, I'm pulling its value into the light side and getting as light as possible. I didn't mean to double check. Making sure I keep it a smooth transition. I'm just gonna keep getting lighter. And you see these like black spots that's happening, like this and like this. Don't want that. Do not want that. You want it to stay like this, where it's like softly getting lighter. Nice. Super smooth. So one thing that I do want to say is I did miss this, and I'm going to do it on a separate layer, is I am going to key my light source. So let me rewrite this. I was actually wrong. This isn't step 3. It's step 4. What do I mean by keying my light? I mean figuring out where the light source is hitting this plane, this figure. So I did it on a separate layer. Ooh, thank God I checked. I'm gonna do it on a separate layer, and all I'm gonna do is just add white to wherever the light source is hitting this as a whole. So this cylinder is being hit with light like this. Not, don't think of it as like, oh, the deltoid gets hit with light right here. So there's, and then the tricep, and then, oh, you got, like, no, don't do that. This is just this whole thing, which is a tube in and of itself, the cylinder in and of itself. Let's hit that. Like right here. And light is hitting it right here. Is it actually? Yeah. I'll say right here is where the plane is hitting. Big hit. And then right here on the side of this plane, it's getting hit. And then the light is hitting it right here. And I can see that one obviously right here. Thank God for that one. Makes my life a lot easier. So now that I know where the lights are coming from, I'll just do the same thing where I soften it out. Because obviously I'm not going to use like a full white. But now I know where to go in the sense that when I'm pulling from the core shadow, I know where to go lighter and where to go darker. So from this core shadow, I'm pulling and getting softer into the lights. And in a way, right here, this is the light, it's at its lightest. As I turn away like this, I want to make sure that I get just slightly darker. Ever so slightly. And because this is next to this, it looks a lot darker than it is. Which is something, like, if I were to be trying to like think of it as a composition, like I'd probably move this dark right here just so that when I do go darker, I get that simultaneous contrast. That's moving too fast. Let me just move them. Because now that I know where to go, I don't really need it right there. I'm just trying to pull. Okay. Smooth on in. Excellent. That's something new. Some jazz in here, get some vibes. And now I'm just pulling and evening out tone. Simple. And then I'm gonna pull into the dark side as well. Don't just pull into the light side, pull into the dark side as well. There's definitely gonna be some bounce light in here. Heavy bounce light actually. Put that ambient light in there. Now I'm just gonna make some of these edges read a lot clearer because some of them aren't gonna be as harsh as I once stated. They're gonna be a lot softer. Let me make sure that I'm not getting too dark there. Pulling from that shadow there. Made it as a whole. I might even simplify that elbow a little bit more, honestly. I'm gonna make this transition smooth. Give it time to build. Give it time to build. This is where your patience really gets tested. I guess maybe I've tested my patience so much that I'm numb to it. But you've got to give this stuff time to tell its story. I don't need it to be that. It's this area right here. Oh, it had to be soft. So it's looking like all of this stays fairly smooth right here. This whole plane. So now I can play with the highlight now that I got that transition, and play with this highlight. Not highlight, but where the frontmost facing plane is. And I can start turning from here now, because at first we were turning from here to here. Now we're going to be turning from here to here. Because right now we have mostly dark halftones. I want a little bit of light halftones as well. How am I able to tell which ones are my dark halftones and which one are my light halftones? If I squint my eye and look, does the tone in between this and this blend in with either this, or does it blend in with either that? Hopefully that's clear. So now I am turning. Pulling from that tone, that halftone, that light. And then now if I move off and on, starts to read a little bit better. And it's basically just that, and it's rinse and repeat until it starts building into something human adjacent. Even when I add the rib cage, like I'll be pulling from here and then just slightly pulling a little bit more so that the rib cage can have something to say within the true and that's where the anatomy study will come in too as well. That's when anatomy starts mattering, when you want to be able to get those like little details in. But right now we're not even focused on those little details. We're just focused on this big picture, this big idea that all of these things are just small shapes. Am I on the right layer? Oh, thank God. Always afraid of that. But I'll just start making sense of it. Now that I have that, I'll start making sense of it here as well. Where I was basically the same thing that I did over there on the woman. It's the same thing I'm doing here. Literally the same exact thing. The only difference is the woman, I did it for an hour. This guy, I did it for at least 15. So if I want to do this one, I do the same thing. I have my core shadow. See how I have it separated? Where I know I have a straight line right here. This area right here is that straight line, basically saying this is a cast shadow. And then this is super soft, blended in, saying that this is my core shadow. Big difference. Cast shadow sharp, core shadow soft. Right? And then I just pull from it. Right? So let's pull. Fill up that core shadow. Start filling in. Smoothening this transition. I have Parent Trap playing in the background. What's up, Tim? How you doing today? I hope I'm not late in responding. I was so caught up in what I was doing. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Right now I'm using the methods that you taught. Trying to see if I can explain it to myself. Ah, dang, man. Where's that headache coming from? Is it just a random one? That always sucks, man. I get heavy migraines too, so I understand. Kind of like derails your whole day. Yeah, I want to make sure that when I do it, it actually like works, and I'm not just like repeating what I said. It's toasty, yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. So you think you're gonna miss it? Dang. You know, I heard that drinking like salt water or eating something obviously not extremely salty, but eating something with salt would really help with your brain and migraines. And I've actually tried it and it actually helped me before. I had like an apple, no, not an apple, a watermelon, and I put some salt on it. So I was getting refreshed, but at the same time getting that. That's the next day. Dang. So this is just like an ongoing thing. It's nothing. Dang, man. Oh yeah, I hope you get better from that, man. That really does suck. Thank you, Tim. I really appreciate it. The more I take time and let it develop on its own, the more it starts to read a lot better. I think I'm gonna try to make a few of these by the end of the year so that I can have like a portfolio for this art place that's in my area. They rent out rooms for people to teach. So hopefully, if I have a few of these to show people that I'm not bad. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Hopefully, they'll let me rent out a room. Start some live classes going. I have a lot to learn too, so I feel like this is only gonna get me better because then like people are gonna ask me questions like the same way you always ask like, hey, ask me a question. I want to be able to say that and actually be confident in knowing that I can answer it. Yeah, definitely. Always more to learn. Hey, maybe that's why I love this stuff so much. Are you still working on your courses, by the way? Yeah, I think that's what we fell in love with is the learning aspect of it. Maybe that's why we never really gave up on it. Because I know there's a lot of people who give up on drawing because it's overwhelming how much stuff there is to learn. But I think we were just lucky that we liked the learning side of it. I made the pixels way too big. So again, just pulling from that core shadow. Oops, I'm working on recording this. Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. A sliding scale? Ooh, what's that? A sliding scale. Sliding scale. Is it basically for like for values like my lines? like that, like a scale where like you slide it side to side to pick the value. Smooth this out. Uh, no, but that would be awesome. It's for the cost of it. Oh, okay. Basically, a way for people to choose to pay more or less for the. Oh. Oh wow, that would be awesome. If you can't afford to, please pay more. You would hope that people will take the initiative and be like, hey, you know what? I'm a little more well off. Let me, pay more. But there will be those people that'll probably take advantage of that. As much as it sucks to say. Why do I have to press so hard? What's going on with am I on the wrong layer? No. Why do I have to press so hard? Yeah, that's what we're trying to hang out at. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people are interested. Yeah, okay. But wouldn't it be? And this is not me like trying to like doubt or anything. I'm asking. Would it be a lot more difficult to handle more students? Like having 15 students. I get, yeah, like it makes more money, but wouldn't it be a lot more difficult to teach all of them at once? But I guess if you're by yourself, like if that's all you need to do, then you don't have any like second jobs and stuff like that, then that would be fire. That would be great because then you kind of dedicate that time. me look at this reference. Sorry, I was trying to pull up the reference. I didn't realize my thing was closed. Hopefully it's still showing. Yes, it's still showing. Okay, perfect. Okay, maybe I can get some more questions. Okay. Okay, I figured that you can do it, like for sure, for sure. It's just I know how in depth you go deep with your questions. I remember having a teacher, I won't say her name, but I remember having a teacher where she would like limit how many questions each person asked because there was like 20 people in the class. Here's a question for you. If you're willing to answer, please don't answer if you don't want to. But how would you go about adding striations um to form, like how in the reference this image has like Arnold Schwarzenegger has all these like extra striations. But every time I add it, it always feels too I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel like a striation. It feels like a weird form. Like, see, yeah, it always feels like it's not a part of it. Okay. Yeah, you do, which we love, like which makes you an amazing teacher. But I could see how it would be extremely tough to do that with like multiple students. But like, yeah, like on his left pec, this side right here is like all of those extra intricate. Yeah, maybe I don't really need to do it, but it always feels like it's like overdone. Yeah, it just never feels right. Okay. I would like to put them in only because this is the area that I want people to focus on. Like this area right here. So I would like it to have like as much detail as possible. And then like for this area right here, or even the face, not as much detail. If the forms are actually turning a small value change, yeah. You're completely right. I think what confused me is like I see like a little highlight in there, and then I see like a really sharp edge right there in the pec. And it's like I'm trying to replicate that, but it's definitely getting to the point where like I replicated too much, it's excessive. So yeah, it is a small thing change. So I've got to be able to make it as smooth as possible. As like not smooth, but as soft of a transition as possible. Hmm. Does it not feel like it's turning properly? And sometimes a small form doesn't follow the values. Really? I wasn't too. Oh, okay. Okay. It's fine if you were. I'm great with critiques, but sometimes the small forms don't follow the values of that. Really? That just opened up a whole other can of worms for me. Then. Okay. Trying to justify that. So basically, like a smaller form can grab light a lot more than the big form that it's on, or it could do like the opposite where it gets a little bit darker than the major form that it's on. No, the small form should follow the values of the larger form. Oh, okay. No, you did. I just mistook it. So you were saying sometimes the form doesn't follow the values established of the larger forms in a photo. I think that's okay. In a photo, it can trick you because it looks like the small forms don't follow the values established by the larger forms, but in life, it does. I mean, sometimes in our drawings we get so into the value changes of the smaller forms we start. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Let me go for that. Yeah. Okay. Which was definitely an issue I've had in the past. Which not now. So. So would I in turn ignore the reference and just do it in the way that I know to be true? Not ignore. I get what you're saying. Yeah, not ignore completely, but I guess a better word would be, um, just me thinking of another word. Maybe disregard for a time being. Don't get fooled by the reference. That is going to be the battle that I face till I die. Yeah, that's what I'm really trying to grasp right now, is that like not getting fooled by the reference. That's why I was doing the wireframe study. I feel like the reference, once I like look at anatomy or anything that's, detail oriented, and then I look at the reference, like I try to like put it together instead of seeing the whole. Let's create a drawing that feels like if I ran my hand over it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Especially the way you do it, you nail it. I got this foreshadow a little wrong. I don't know. I definitely did. Oh, yeah, the wireframe study is really great. It's a very good example of the same thing you do. Yes, yes, especially with the contours, is that feeling too. Like you'll do a contour over it, and then I can feel that it doesn't look right. That's where like perspective comes into, and it's confusing as hell. Won't even lie to you. I can talk about I can talk about this all day. Modeling is doing the same thing. Just yeah. Why does it feel so much more difficult? I guess because we look at things in line. Lines just make so much more sense. Apparently, there's people who are born who don't see line and see things in value, or like see who start off drawing with value instead of line. Like, bro, that's a cheat code. Also, this is just a study stream, a teaching study stream where I'm practicing teaching. I have taken your advice when you said draw something more simple. I have this reference pack that has, very mundane objects like, a circle, a box, and a cylinder. Basically just primitives. And it's like in different lighting scenarios, put next to each other and stuff like that. And lit in different directions so that I have to be able to tell, where the light sources and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be doing a few of those today. I want to get like 2 practices in. One practice where it's like practicing teaching, and one practice where it's practicing the fundamentals that you were speaking of. Because you're doing it in all different directions and at a much higher. True. I can see why this stuff took people 80 hours, man. I haven't even had the foot. And this is going on to like 15, 16, 20 hours. As much as I love drawing, I don't want to spend 80 hours on one piece. I really don't. I'll say 20 is the limit. All good, man. I really appreciate you for stopping by, Tim. I'm actually gonna cut the stream off soon too. I really appreciate you. Hope you feel better, man. Here's a this is a harder edge. That edge a little bit harder. You want me to? There we go. Love you guys.